Okay, so like we've all been there, right? You hit that wall.
Hmm.
That feeling when it's like, this is it, this is my limit. Like a mountain of deadlines, that presentation you're dreading, or even just, motivating yourself to work out. But
Right.
then you hear about people like training for a half marathon in Tokyo in the summer.
Yeah.
Talk about pushing limits. And
Yeah.
that's what we're diving into today. Resilience, that grit, that I'm going to crush this attitude.
It's fascinating.
And we've got this awesome blog post from Running Rebooted. It's called Training Abroad, Preparing for My Second Half Marathon. And let me tell you, it's pretty inspiring.
It really is.
So this runner, they're no stranger to the half marathon game, right? They just finished one in June and bam, they're already gearing up for another in September. But here's the thing. They're not just sticking to their usual routine. They decided, hey, I'm going to spend 3 weeks in Tokyo in the middle of summer.
Intense.
Yeah. And this isn't like a casual stroll through the city. They're using this trip to train, to really push themselves.
Which makes perfect sense. I mean, talk about using your environment to your advantage. It's like they're turning a challenge into a training opportunity.
Exactly. And they even talk about how intense the heat and humidity were. Like, imagine trying to run when it feels like you can barely breathe.
I can't even imagine. Talk about testing your mental game. It's like your body wants to quit, but your mind's saying, nope, we got this.
Right. And they actually say, I love this quote, have you ever faced conditions so tough that every step feels like a battle?
Ooh, that's powerful.
I know, right? And it got me thinking, it doesn't even have to be a physical thing. It's that feeling of, I got to push through this, whether it's a work project, writer's block, or just, getting out of bed some mornings.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a universal feeling of, like you said, hitting that wall and having to decide, am I going to stay stuck or am I going to find a way to break through?
Yes. And you know what else this runner did? They tried this thing called intermittent running. Have you heard that?
I have. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
It sounds intense, like bursts of all-out effort followed by like short recovery periods.
It's about pushing your limits in those short intervals. And it's amazing for building, well, everything, speed, endurance,
Yeah.
even your mental toughness. Each burst is like a mini victory, and those really add up.
Totally. It's like you're training your body and mind to say, okay, this is tough, but I can handle it, even just for a little bit, and then I can recover and do it again.
Exactly. It's a really cool way to trick your brain into pushing past those mental barriers we put on ourselves.
Right. And I think that's a perfect way to sum up this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
It's about resilience, discovering how strong we really are when things get tough.
And not shying away from those tough moments.
Yeah,
Because often that's where the growth happens, right?
100%. Like the runner said, it's in these tough moments that we often find our greatest strengths. It's like those battles, those struggles, they forge something powerful within us.
And that's what I hope people take away from this. What's something you've overcome that made you realize your own strength? And what's that next step, even a small one, that you can take to keep pushing those boundaries? Because honestly, you never know how much you're capable of until you try.